the best pay a big price. You've got to work harder, you've got to commit more, you've got to take more responsibility, you've got to deal with more ups and downs. The mind skips into the future and says, what if I fail, what if I'm embarrassed, what if I get injured, what if I... And I have to give them a different way of thinking. And the thinking is, I may fail, I may get embarrassed, I may get injured, but I can deal with it because I'm strong.
The worst thing was the media. I was having decent results during that time, and the media was like, okay, is this a new Nick Kyrgios? Is this the Nick Kyrgios? And I was like, this was the darkest period of my life. There was a tournament in Mexico, Acapulco, where I was thinking about, I was having suicidal thoughts, and I was just on the balcony of my hotel, and I was genuinely thinking about it. And my team was like, all right, we've got to play in 10 minutes. Ended up going out on court, played amazing, won the tournament. And everyone globally was thinking, wow, is this the person that we've all been waiting for? When I was really on the brink of everything. And that's so scary. It's just I think about those times, and I don't necessarily feel sad about them or happy about them. It's just like that part of my life is over, and it's just a mess. Like, I think about that time, I just was not thinking clearly. I was drinking every night, just at the time I thought it was just fun, but it wasn't fun. It was just self-inflicted pain, and I had friends around me telling me it wasn't healthy, and I ignored them. And then I found myself going to a psychiatric ward in London, and I had to play Nadal the next day. I can't do this. I have to somehow change these habits. I just feel like I've been through so much, and I feel like I'm able to stay more composed. I'm more just proud of the way that I've bounced back after everything, honestly. I'm super proud of where I've come and who I am today. I feel like I've got so many strong messages and things I can teach people. Like, I've been in some really tough situations mentally and in some really scary places. I just know that, everyone is just really dealing with something. And I feel like I never judge anyone anymore because I've just done some terrible things. I've done some dark things. I've been through so much that all my goal is now is just to guide through people that fit, because it was brutal for me. Like, it was so hard. I felt so alone, and drinking and drugs, things just pile up, man. Like, that was the biggest thing for me. Like, once I stopped doing that, everything kind of just fell into place. I was able to think clearer and just really get my life back on track. I just take nothing for granted anymore. Like, now I wouldn't trade that for anything. The ability to help and give people confidence, it's just so much. So I feel unbelievable. Like, I'm 2 beers deep. And I looked at the people closest to me and how much I was letting them down, and I didn't want to do that anymore. Look at my career, and I was like, I feel like I've got so much left to give to the sport, and that's it. I just trained hard. I just put my head down. I was like, look, let's just get in shape. Let's get in better shape first of all, and then let's see how it goes. It's easy to train, it's easy to wake up obviously when things are going great, but I just was really sick of just letting people down, and I don't know, just feeling like that. I feel like I'm making people proud now. I feel like there's not as much negative things being said about me. Like, I just wanted to turn the narrative around almost, so that's basically it. Yeah, obviously a lot of nerves, a lot of pressure. Obviously my situation a week ago, contracting COVID, it wasn't easy. Obviously hearing the news that I was positive, I knew what that was going to lead to, the week of quarantine, and not having the ideal preparation, not getting the physio, not getting the treatment. But I'm pretty pleased. with the way I responded. I was, training 5 hours a day, feeling extraordinary, and then it hit me, and I was bedridden, couldn't really breathe well, coughing. I was pretty bad. Like, for someone that you assume, in the peak of his physicality, I got hit pretty bad. And anyone that's been through it, I hope honestly for the best, because I don't feel, obviously physically I don't feel 100%, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse. To be brutally honest, I just don't even worry about, I didn't even know who we played yesterday. 2 days ago I didn't even know when I walked out there. I just know if we play our game, use the crowd, use the energy, serve well, worry about us, don't worry about the external, just control what we can control, and we'll be fine. Like, today, we knew it was going to be some ups and downs. That's a bloody good doubles pair that we played today. They obviously had a great year last year, and you could tell that they were tough. They didn't really drop their level at all. We played a good return game in the third, but we just concentrate on what we need to do. We know what we do well, and it's world class, so that's what we'll do again.
I also don't want to take away that energy and that fire, because I think that's what makes Nick Nick.
This one ranks 1 for me. When I say I wouldn't want to do it with anyone else, I mean it. Like, it was just special. The whole week, just even winning each round, you know, I didn't take it for granted. I was like soaking it in. The dedication I showed all week for my team, and like, I'm just super proud of myself the way, you know, I could have, you know, not really cared too much after I lost to Medvedev, but doing it with Cock is insane. This ranks 1 for me.
To be a Grand Slam champion with my boy, we've known each other since we were 8, 9 years old, and done some serious things together. We've had some serious experiences, but this is this is incredible. We didn't expect this at all.
So I had Novak Djokovic behind me. I had the royal family watching me play. I was like, this is incredible. How am I here in this moment in time? Every single thing that I'd gone through, training, family sacrifice, that's the one time in my life where everything made sense. Everything made sense. Every gym session, conditioning session, every good meal I decided to eat was all equal to that moment in time. And it's like I didn't sleep the night before, and then as soon as I stepped on court, all those feelings went away. It was like, okay, I'm home. And then I lost the match, but I played incredible. It was a great final. You know, you win this tournament and you become the tennis immortal, I feel. It was just an opportunity for me that people work their entire life for. And I put myself in a position to win the first set. Things started to get rocky a bit. He was just solid, and then I win that 4th set, and who knows. So, I mean, yeah, I could obviously improve many things in my game, not just composure. My forehand return needs to improve. I've been working on that a lot. I can always get fitter.
I feel there's so many people listening right now who might be feeling like you were then, and I want you to talk to them. I want them to hear you right now, because I want this to be the message that they say, that got me through it.
Just everyone, I look back at millions of fans that I have, and that for instance, there was a Make-A-Wish kid that I met up with a week and a half ago. He's probably got 6 months to live, and then I realized that those types of people that look up to me and really want me to succeed, that's who I started playing for. So family, these like kids, the future generation, that's the reason why I probably would have retired and probably stopped playing, a couple of years ago if I just kept playing on how I was feeling. But then I realized I've got a whole contingent of fans worldwide that want to see me succeed. So that's why I love playing now.
But this hasn't been a straightforward comeback. 2 knee surgeries and a wrist reconstruction knocked him for 6, forcing the champ into a slow rebuild.
It feels like all the things we've been through.
Yeah, I feel like
fading into blue.
It just hurts a little bit.
I would drive to Neptune just to love you more.
Where would Nick Kyrgios like to close off his tennis career? So like a year, 2 years time, what does it look like? I mean, in an ideal world.
I want to go out on my own terms and go out basically competing for some of the biggest tournaments in the world. And, because I look at some players like, not that I think it's a bad thing, but Andy Murray and some of these great champions that were at the top of the sport, where now they're kind of, they're still at the top, but they're not like, competing for Grand Slams. So ideally 1 or 2 more good years, and then I'll hang up the sticks.
So 1 or 2 more good years means 2 hard, intense years.
Yes.
That means that your prep between here and the day you get back on that course
is diligent. Yeah, it's consistent.
So this is like you being a mature Nick Kyrgios, knowing
Correct.
all the shit you got to get through,
Yep.
and all the dramas that you physically have.
Yep.
Like, you know, you got to manage all this crap as you get older.
100%.
But really having a good hard crack at it.
Definitely, like day in, day out training, that's just instilled in me now. Like I have to go and do extra.
I would drive to Neptune just to love you more.
There's still a little bit. I want to be super controversial, and I want to have some fun, and I want to play some good tennis. Like all three at once, just one last time.